when I was a teenager, I got into medical school after 35 years. You're being taught about you have to be careful. You have to be evidence-based. You have to be precautions. That's the backbone of medicine, right? So when you approach a new device, obviously that kind of thing play around. And that's what you believe and what you're looking at. I think I've spoken to the chief scientist. I remember he said 755 is a terrific laser wavelength, but it's a very hard one to secure. So in the old days, all the scientists can achieve 755 in laboratory, but it cannot make it stabilized. So Cynosure and the team took 1 decade to invent this 755 because 755 is so special. So a lot of people, when they look at this graph virtually, they will say, this is 1, this is 10, this will be 20, all right? This will be 30 when we look at this graph. But when we look at here, you say 1, 10, and 100, and this is 1,000. Why is that? It's logarithm, okay? So when you see a direct line from here, it's actually x squared. It's not x itself. So if you look at it more carefully, this is actually 200 or 300 because this is 100, this is 1,000. So you look at the coefficient, this is at least 250. But if you look at here, this is below 100. In the logarithm, this is about 70. So when you look at the damage or absorption of the blood vessel is almost on the par, but when you look at the coefficient, this is 3 times more than this, rather than 20% above this. Because if you look at this as just a direct line, this gives us the impression this is 20% better than this, right? If I got $70, you got 110. This is not 110, this is 200 or 300. So that's what I explained this afternoon. For the coefficient, 755 is 3 times more effective than 1064. That would set apart of Cynosure with everybody else. That's my choosing. I've told Cynosure people, I said everyone can do a 1064, right? Cynosure did a 1064, right? With this, it's got 1064. But who can do a 755? Only Cynosure can effectively do a 755, which is the best, theoretically at least, medically, to get rid of pigmentation and minimize the side effect. It's not only the engineering itself, it's the invention. That's why I always say it's revolutionary. Because if you do something other people can't do, and it's very difficult to do, take a long time to create, and even now, after nearly 10 years, no one can be even a copycat. So you have to say that's revolutionary. That's stand out in the market. This is why I'm investing so much in Cynosure. So people will say, why you have 5 machines in the market, all right? I could be the only one in Australia. I think Paul would tell you that, all right? Why you have 5 machines in Australia? Because I believe in it. I believe in it because my scientific background. It's not because I blindly believe in it, right? And when I went to Boston, spoken to the chief scientist, he said, you are the only clinician coming to speak to me. Why are you coming all the way from Australia? I said, I believe in science because that's what I was taught, right? So I think most of us believe in science. That's the backbone of our achievement, right? You always win when you believe in science. So that's why I went to Boston to speak to the chief scientist before I jumped in.